Next, we're going to match up some of the vocabulary words that we've just learned and see if we can match them up to their correct definition. So what we'll need to do now is pause the video while we try to match up these vocabulary words to their definitions. So pause the video here and just take some time to match up these words with their correct definition. Now some of them are quite similar, so don't worry if you get them wrong. We will have a look at the reasons each one matches up to its definition in just a moment. Pause the video now to do this activity. So here we can see the definitions and their words. So first of all, we have eccentric, which is unusual or strange in behavior. Now the key word here is behavior, because eccentric is always used to describe somebody's behavior. If you put peculiar, which matches up with strange or odd, don't worry too much about it. Peculiar means strange or odd, which can be very similar to unusual or strange, or even unusual, suspicious or disturbing. But when we talk about something being eccentric, someone being eccentric, it's always in reference to a person. When we talk about something being peculiar, it could be a peculiar person, or it could be a peculiar thing, something that looks a bit strange. Enigma is a mysterious person or thing. So we would describe a person as being an enigma, or being enigmatic if you want to use the adjective form. Peculiar, as I mentioned earlier, is used to describe a strange or odd thing or place or person. Then we have transfixed, which means unable to move due to shock or fascination. Jaundiced means yellowish and sick looking. Desiccated means completely dried out. Rigidly means stiffly and without movement. And untoward means unusual, suspicious or disturbing. Now untoward, you might have put untoward for unusual or strange in behavior, or maybe strange or odd. So don't worry if you put that as your answer. Untoward does mean these things, but when we describe something as untoward, it usually has the implication of that thing being disturbing or unsettling in some way, whereas something could be peculiar but not necessarily disturbing, not necessarily worrying. So now we have some more words, and once again I'll ask you to pause the video so that we can have a look and figure out what these words match up to, what they mean. So pause the video here and have a little look at them and just try to figure out which one means which. So first of all, we have the word panoptic. So pan means everything and optic is related to seeing things. So it means able to observe everything at once. Dynamic is an adjective used to describe something responsive and constantly changing. So dynamic systems are systems which constantly talk and respond to other systems. So rather than just being a machine that does the same thing again and again and again, a dynamic system will communicate with another system in order to change its operations. Then we have sensory pads, which monitor body data. So sensory pads are often used in hospitals to measure heart rate, perspiration rate, breathing, various other things as well. Then we have arrhythmic or arrhythmic, which is related to an irregular heartbeat. You can see the word rhythm buried in there, and a meaning against or not. So not in rhythm, not in the usual rhythm of what would be considered a normal heartbeat. Then we have pneumatic, pneumatic with the silent P. So pneumatic means powered by air pressure. So if you drive a car or a bicycle, your tires are pneumatic because they're filled with air. If you take the air out, they don't really work. Pneumatic systems, you can also have pneumatic drills, which of course are powered by air. Anything that uses air to sort of keep it going or to power it is pneumatic. Then we have sanitation, which is related to cleanliness that prevents disease. We have robust, meaning strong and reliable. And then we have anomalies. So anomalies are irregularities or unusual patterns. Here we have 4 more words. So 3 of these are adjectives and one of them is an adverb. So pause the video here and try to figure out which word matches up to which definition. So we can see that the word paranoid is related to being suspicious and fearful without reason or without good reason. When we're paranoid, we may actually think that we have good reason to be paranoid or to be worried. Maybe something has happened in the past, as with Amos Mallory. He was paranoid about people stealing his money because many people were trying to steal his money. But paranoia sets in when we start to mistrust everybody without necessarily having good reason to do so. The next word is irritable, which means easily annoyed, easily irritated, easily angered. Then we have explicit. So we have the word ex at the beginning, which is Latin for outside. So when something is explicit, we clearly state the meaning, we clearly state what we want or what we're trying to say. We put that outside. You don't have to dig inside to understand what's being said. And then we have resolutely. So when we do something resolutely, we do it with great determination. Here we have another adverb and some past tense verbs, which can also be treated as adjectives to describe the way things are done or the way people are acting. So pause the video here and match up these words to their definitions. Okay, so the first word is gingerly, which is an adverb. When we do something gingerly, we do it carefully and with great caution. So if you gingerly carry something, you're really trying not to damage it, not to break it, not to hurt it. Reeled is the past tense verb of reel. To reel backwards is to respond in shock, to reel back in shock, to move away from something. Then we have spluttered, which is the past tense of splutter. When we splutter our words out, we say them with little control, very quickly, usually before we've really had time to think about what we want to say. And then we have hunched, which is again the past tense of the verb hunch, which means sort of bent forwards over something in deep concentration. It also describes something that is done in sort of a laborious, painful way. If you spend all day long hunched over a computer screen, it's usually not good for your back. It's usually not good for your physical or mental health to be hunched over something all day.